Howdy, howdy, howdy. It's a Rodfather 916. A lot of people angry today. 3 days in, that guy. You know what guy I'm talking about. 3 days in. Releasing all of these people. Not discriminately. They're just, I'm signing an executive order and you're being pardoned. People have attacked police officers. People who are hired to protect and serve. People who have destroyed the Capitol, your Capitol, our Capitol, stole equipment. These people are found guilty. They've admitted doing this. Free. Forget everything he says, and I generally forget everything he says because he says so much. You know, it's politics. Whoever the predecessor were, they were the worst. Yeah, look what Biden did. Well, no, Biden didn't release hundreds, possibly thousands of people who were prosecuted. Neither has a Bush, Reagan, anybody. This is a 47 thing. But you cannot get angry at 47. You're not going to make any changes. Who you can want to go after are people who represent you in the House, people who represent you in the Senate. So this is what I'd like you to do. If you have a 3x5 card, you can go online and find out who represent you, their email address, their office address. They may have two, local to you and one in DC. You want those. You want to send emails to him as if you're outraged. Tell him you're outraged. Find out when he has town or she have town meetings in their area and attend those town meetings because he is your voice. You can't get to Donald Trump, but he is your voice to Donald Trump. And right now many of them are just silent. They don't know what to do. They're outraged, but they're afraid to talk to 47. But many of them are going to be reelected in 2 years. Some will be reelected in 4 years, and others will be reelected in 6 years. I focus on the ones who are going to be who will have to go up for election in 2026. Gosh. So in a year, they'll be running for election. You want to talk to them and say, listen, you are our voice. If you can't be our voice, we need to find someone other than you, male or female, Democrat, Independent, or Republican. If you cannot effectively represent us, we need somebody who will. Because all over the country, police unions, police officers who voted for 47 en masse are outraged that he would set these criminals free. Countries are outraged. So 3x5 card, email address, local address. Send him an email and let him or his staff be heard. And I assure you, while they will not admit it, but if they start receiving 500, 1,000, a couple of thousand emails in a few days, you have their complete attention. They may not voice it, but you have their attention. And I would focus on the ones who are going to have to find money to start that campaign next year in 2026. So keep that in mind. Silence does nothing. You just stay angry in silence. But you can do this. And if you have friends who are also outraged by this action, share this video with them. 3x5 card on your refrigerator door as a reminder. I am angry And I need to tell my representative who I've elected why. I need him to represent me and the other people. And says, I don't agree with what you've done. Because this is the beginning. Like I said, a lot of people dismissed him. But today, a lot of people are not dismissing him. Mr. Rodfather, wishing everybody love, joy, peace, and happiness. Share this with your friends. If you have other questions, I'll give you my best. I was one of those rabble-rousers in the late 60s and early 70s. But our generation changed the United States. My generation, civil rights, women's rights, gay rights. It was a revolution. We ended the war. Can you imagine how much longer that war have gone on if hundreds, millions of people didn't take to the street and says, we disagree with you, politicians. You can't tell us why we're over there. They were too busy trying to save face because these people who did not have the artillery and all the expense was kicking our asses. And there's some who would believe that we would stay there until they lost. But the American people said, no. My son, my daughters, other sons are dying, and we need to know why. And it ended. This is Rodfather 916, wishing everybody love, joy, peace, and happiness. Do this. Bye now.